his legend. I remember most clearly speaking with Jacques Blommarch the day before the show. Of course, prevented anyone from deriving the pleasure they might have had otherwise. Everything was askew at this point. It was not a normal contest.
In 1980, the Mr. Olympia bodybuilding competition took place in Sydney, Australia, and the contest would become one of the most controversial in the history of the sport. The competition was highly anticipated, as it pitted two of the biggest names in bodybuilding against each other, Arnold Schwarzenegger, a 7-time Mr. Olympia winner, and Mike Mentzer, who was known for his unique approach to training and had never won a major bodybuilding title before. In this video, we'll explore the 1980 Mr. Olympia controversy in detail, including the lead-up to the competition, the judge's decision, and the aftermath. The background. It was the 1970s, and Arnold Schwarzenegger was on top of the world of bodybuilding. His high-volume training style was the norm, with 20 sets per body part and 2-hour sessions twice a day, 6 days a week, and everyone wanted to be like Arnold. But in 1976, a new face arrived on the scene, Mike Mentzer. He won the IFBB Mr. America contest and immediately declared Arnold's high-volume training system illogical, non-scientific, and nothing more than gross overtraining. Mentzer was doing no more than 3 to 4 workouts a week, each lasting less than an hour. He insisted that intensity, not volume, was responsible for muscle growth. Arnold was not amused. He called muscle and fitness writer Jack Neary and fumed, "Tell Mike Mentzer for me that he is an asshole. If I ever hear or read once again that he says my training system is wrong, I will see to it that nobody ever takes his training seriously. Tell him that." But Mentzer continued to advocate for high-intensity training, and he kept getting bigger and better as a result. In 1978, he won the Mr. Universe contest, becoming the first person to get a perfect 300 score from the judges. And as Mentzer's books and courses started outselling Arnold's, the bodybuilding legend grew even more angry. But Mentzer didn't back down. In 1979, Mentzer won the Mr. Olympia heavyweight class on his first try, but he lost the overall title to reigning champion Frank Zane, who had superior muscle definition. Mentzer trained and maintained his diet for almost a full year for the 1980 Mr. Olympia, and he was bigger and more ripped than ever. Many expected him to easily win the contest. The controversial 1980 Mr. Olympia. It was 1980, and the Mr. Olympia contest was set to take place in Sydney, Australia. The bodybuilding world was eagerly anticipating the event, with all eyes on the reigning champion, Frank Zane. However, the contest was about to take a dramatic turn that would go down in history as the most controversial Olympia contest ever. Rumors began to circulate among the competitors that Arnold Schwarzenegger, who had won 6 consecutive Mr. Olympia titles before retiring in 1975, was going to enter the contest. The news spread like wildfire, and soon everyone was talking about it. Many of the competitors were shocked and didn't know what to make of it. Bill Pearl, who was the MC of the event, confirmed the rumors when he called Boyer Coe to his hotel room and said, "I just want to let you know that Arnold is going to enter the contest." Pearl also added that Arnold wanted the competition to be run under the format of 2 classes, under 200 pounds and over 200 pounds, with the 2 class winners posing off for the title. This was a format that had been used from 1974 through 1979, but it was changed after the 1979 Olympia because it could lead to the second-placed guy in the lighter class being better than the winner of the heavy class and vice versa. The news of Arnold's participation in the contest was met with mixed reactions. Some people were excited to see him compete again, while others were skeptical of his motives. There were also those who felt that Arnold was trying to steal the spotlight from the other competitors. As the contest drew near, tensions began to rise. Mike Mentzer, one of the top contenders for the title, was particularly vocal in his opposition to Arnold's participation. He felt that it was unfair for Arnold to come out of retirement and compete, especially since he had not been training for the event. Mike Mentzer's view on the controversy. Arnold Schwarzenegger showed up, announcing his intention to compete for a 7th title, despite having retired from competition in 1975. At the competitors' meeting held before the event, Arnold made it clear that he wanted the contest to be run with 2 weight classes, one for competitors under 200 pounds and one for competitors over 200 pounds. However, the other competitors had already signed a petition asking that the two weight classes be abolished and that the Olympia should henceforth be contested as one open class. Arnold was the only competitor who wanted to keep the two weight classes, and tension soon began to rise. According to Mike Mentzer, a competitor who was also at the meeting, Arnold was trying to be the center of attention, denigrating Samir Bannout and arguing with several of the other competitors. Mentzer, however, was not concerned one way or the other about the weight classes, as he believed he could win the competition regardless. It was Boyer Coe, another competitor who was destined for fourth place, who asked Arnold to explain his reasons for wanting to keep the two weight classes. Arnold's response to Coe's question was not well received by Mentzer, who later recounted that Arnold insulted him by saying that he had a big stomach and that Frank Zane had beaten him the previous year. Mentzer was seated 20 feet away from Arnold at the time, but he was so irritated by the insult that he bolted towards Arnold, wagging his finger and berating him. Joe Weider, the organizer of the event, quickly stepped in to defuse the situation. He advised Arnold to accept the voices of the other 15 competitors, and Arnold even withdrew his objection. That's what slayed Mike, Tom Platz. Tom Platz was one of the rising bodybuilders in the 1970s. During his second Mr. Olympia contest in 1980, Platz became the eyewitness of the infamous feud between Arnold Schwarzenegger and Mike Mentzer. During one of his seminars, Tom Platz once revealed what went down between the two that day. Platz believed that the squabble had a lasting effect on Mentzer. While it is known that Mentzer parted ways from the competitive bodybuilding world after the controversy, Platz thinks Mentzer never got over it, even though the two ultimately became friends. He also believes that the grudge Mentzer carried in his heart somewhere poisoned his mind and body and eventually led to his demise in 2001. Tom Platz conducted a seminar in collaboration with the David Gym in Zurich, Switzerland. During the seminar, Platz was asked about the famous 1980 Mr. Olympia controversy. Recalling his experience, Platz said, "I remember Arnold and something about Mike's stomach. Arnold said, 'Hey, you have a fat stomach anyhow.' This infuriated Mentzer, who then rushed toward Schwarzenegger." Furthermore, Platz added that Mentzer had a lot of potential. He could have been the next Mr. Olympia had he let go of the matter. Platz called Mentzer the golden child and an intellectual bodybuilder. However, Mentzer's bitterness became the reason for his downfall. I think that's one of the reasons it caused him to die. When you carry bitterness, it's bad. It's like cancer, probably causes cancer. Your attitude, your negative energy, probably makes your whole body do weird stuff, Because if you think bad and expect bad and feel bad, you die. Your body is like poison inside, at least your mind is. And if your mind is poisoned, your body's got to be this follow. So I think that's what slayed Mike, if I may say so, said the quad father Tom Platz. That's all for this video, folks. We'll see you another time.